JBNN keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and share the news with someone today. Now onto the news. 5 killed in police confrontation in Jackshill. 5 men were shot and killed in an alleged confrontation with the police in Jackshill, St. Andrew on Monday. According to information received, a team from the Counter-Terrorism and Organized Crime Investigation Branch received information that gunmen were at a location in the Jackshill community. Upon arrival at the location, the police were reportedly fired at, which prompted the lawmen to return fire. The identities of the deceased have not yet been revealed. 4 illegal guns were also seized, the police said. Indicom probing sudden death of inmate from Hunts Bay Police Lockup. An investigation is underway into the sudden death of an inmate who was in custody at the Hunts Bay Police Lockup in St. Andrew. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Ricardo Byfield of Riverton City, St. Andrew. According to reports, about 5:55 p.m. Sunday, Byfield complained of chest pains and was taken to the National Chest Hospital where he was admitted. He subsequently died. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom is probing. St. Catherine police seeking to identify a suspected drowning victim. The Central Village Police in St. Catherine are trying to ascertain the identity of a man whose body was seen floating in a river in Caymanas Bay on Sunday. Investigators say the matter is being treated as a case of suspected drowning. According to reports, about 6:40 p.m., passers-by stumbled upon the body in the river. The police were summoned and the body removed to a funeral home for post-mortem examination. Security guard charged with possession of prohibited weapon. A security guard of Carlos Road in Kingston 11 has been charged with possession of a prohibited weapon following an incident at the intersection of Maxfield Avenue and Spanish Town Road on Sunday. He is 23-year-old Tajay Nelson. Reports from the Denham Town Police are that at about 3:45 p.m., a patrol team signaled a Toyota Probox motor car to stop. The driver complied and the passengers exited the vehicle, during which a bulge was observed in Nelson's waistband. A search was requested and he complied. When searched, an imitation gun was removed from his waistband. He was subsequently arrested and taken into custody, where he was formally charged. His court date is being finalized. Juvenile arrested after allegedly stoning JUTC bus. A juvenile has been arrested in connection with one of the recent incidents of vandalism on the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, JUTC buses. That's according to the head of the Jamaica Constabulary Forces Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, PSTEB, Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Gary McKenzie.
The security forces are very serious about preventing this, and in fact, we have to increase our patrols in areas where we have noted those incidents that have happened. Already, we have a juvenile in custody that we believe to be one of the persons who have committed that offense. But we know that there are other persons, and we are going to be very serious when they are caught. We have to ensure that we protect transportation in this country. It is one of the means of ensuring that we continue to develop, sustain ourselves, and of course it is the means by which the average Jamaican has to move around.
At least 8 of the buses added to the JUTC fleet last week have been vandalized. This includes Friday's latest incident, where 4 of the buses were stoned along Washington Boulevard in St. Andrew. Majority of the vandalism incidents occurred in the vicinity of the communities of Marvelly, Jewsland, and Ely Avenue in the area. ACP Mackenzie says that in addition to increased patrol in the hotspot areas, surveillance will be used to track down the culprits.
We are trying our best to be vigilant, and we are utilizing all our resources. Not only are we doing patrols in the area, but certainly we will be using our surveillance apparatus to assist us. And where we find the persons, we will move very quickly to ensure that they are arrested and that they are taken before the court. We, as Jamaicans, this is something that all of us should come out and say that it should not happen. And as a matter of fact, I am appealing to all citizens who might have heard any plans to do this or seen any activity that suggests that it may happen or it has happened, to report it immediately to the police.
Speaking at a meeting on the weekend between the police high command and the directors of the JUTC, Commissioner of Police Dr. Kevin Blake says that these are not isolated acts of mischief. Dr. Blake says they represent a form of criminality that undermines safety and security. He noted that the buses are public assets owned by the people of Jamaica, and any effort to undermine the operation is an attack on citizens. With this in mind, the JSF and the JUTC have launched a robust coordinated response to the recent vandalism incidents. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of strategic operations, Warren Clark, outlined several measures that will be implemented. Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of strategic operations, Warren Clark, outlined several measures that will be implemented. These include heightened mobile and static points along vulnerable routes, especially known hotspots, strategic covert deployments, and a monthly joint JSAFE-JUTC reviews. Residents protest police fatal shooting in Bull Bay, St. Thomas. Scores of placard-bearing residents staged a protest on Monday morning along the southern coastal highway near the St. Andrew-St. Thomas border, calling for a thorough probe into a police fatal shooting on Friday. The residents, who blocked the 11 miles main road on Friday, continued their demonstration Monday over the killing of 33-year-old Shane Samuels, a labor of Review Pen, 11 miles, Bull Bay, St. Thomas. Police reports suggest that Samuels was part of a group of men who fled from the authorities during an operation in Review Pen, but residents, including his sister Kimberly, are refuting the police's account, insisting Samuels did not have a gun.
All me here is like my brother then in the lane do some work with some set of guys. So it's like a set of guys here, so some van come. So the man them come to some private vehicle, black, go then face mass up. So like this set of man them run. So my brother see when the guys them around, so him end up run too. And the police them fire shot off him, say end up run, go straight over gully and collapse. Now me hear the people them say they see the policeman going there and stop bar and put on in gloves and take out the silver gun and put it on my brother. Put false information, say my gunman. I mean, know my brother fears. My brother a slow learner. Him is no gunman. So me need my brother name to clear.
According to police reports, sometime after 9 o'clock, a team from the Specialized Operations Branch ran strategic surveillance duties at Review Pen when a group of 5 men was seen standing along a pathway. The men reportedly ran in separate directions, and in response, the police team gave chase. One of the men reportedly pulled a gun from his waistband and pointed it in the direction of the police, prompting one of the officers to fire. The police then went in search of the men. When they found Samuels in a gully suffering from a gunshot wound to his upper body, he died at the scene. The police say a gun was recovered. The Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM, is probing the fatal shooting. SSP Dobson, commanding officer for Westmoreland, provides crime update to PM Holness.
Yes, sir.
How are you, SSP?
I'm good, sir. Welcome to Westmoreland.
Very good, very good. How are things in there?
The parish is very well, sir. Operating very well. We are currently experiencing low level of crimes. Our murders, we are seeing 35 murders less than last year.
Wow.
That's a 59% reduction. For shootings, we are seeing 31. That's 49% less than last year. Our traditional problematic areas are not giving us any issues at this point. Of the 24 murders, the bulk of those murders are murders, domestic violence, interpersonal relationship, not gang-related offenses. We have had overall good reduction, and we are constantly targeting the gangs within our space, and we are doing well. We are also impacting gangsters that have fled our space. As far as center, we have other persons coming from other areas, and we have impacted them, and it has had positive impact on the division. Staff morale is high. The police officers are happy with the low numbers. Also, the citizens, we are getting good feedback from the citizens.
Yes.
We are trying to work on other areas, our social and other areas, youth clubs. We are participating in a football competition along with the military in the Kings Valley space, where we are getting good traction from the members there. So it's overall the crime situation within Westmoreland is very good, and the feedback from the citizens is excellent.
SSP and your team,
yes,
that is here, it would seem from your report you're saying, over to you, social services. In other words, you have done the policing part of it. You have dealt with the gangs, you are engaging the community, and you're doing the community policing as much as possible. But the social services need to come in now to treat with the intimate partner violence, the domestic violence, and the general social violence in the area.
Yes, so we're working along with them. They're in. We were in the Morgan's Good space, that's Grangeville, as late as about 2 days ago, along with some external partners who are putting some training programs, etc. We are doing the groundwork in trying to get youths, etc., to come out for some of these programs. So we continue to do this.
The whole issue of citizen security is very broad. The policing is a critical part of it, and in fact a large part of it, but it is not the only part of citizen security.
Definitely not, sir.
And for a long time we have relied, I would think, too much on the policing element to solve the overall problem. Yesterday I was in Hanover at the installation of the new Custos, and I made the point about the participation of the civic stakeholders in working in parallel and supporting the work of law enforcement to achieve citizen security and public order. Now, what you have said is critical. You have targeted the gangs.
Yes, sir.
And your job now is to maintain that level of supervision to create a credible deterrence. Because it's one thing to clear the space, right? You have to hold the space. The next phase is to build out that space so that the gangs don't return. Right, and so that's your role. We now have to come in and support you with the engagement for our young people in training, because it's one thing to say, come and play a football match with me. After the football match, what? You see, so the engagement of the youth in training, and then to get them in employment, that element needs to come in. But then there is always the issue of the dispute resolution.
Yes, sir.
And the police can help to resolve disputes primarily by taking it through the courts. But not all disputes should end up in the courts, right?
Definitely.
We should be able to prevent disputes, to prevent conflicts, and resolve conflicts. And so the justices of the peace and other stakeholders, the schools and their teachers, have to play a more involved role in helping to resolve disputes before they escalate into violence and into the ultimate use of violence. I'm very pleased with the work of the team in Westmoreland.
Yes, sir.
I think you have done an amazing job from where we're coming from to where we are now. You have to maintain it. I commend your team and encourage you to maintain the vigilance, maintain the supervision. You know that you have my full support, and we'll put the resources here. But we're also working with the civic stakeholders to reinforce what law enforcement has done. So thank you for the good work and the good report.
Definitely, sir.
Keep up the good job.
JBN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.